So you want to learn how to trade, right? And I'm not talking about the get rich quick stuff you see everywhere. I mean the actual real skills that the pros use day in and day out. We've taken all that expert advice and pretty much boiled it down into a super clear step by step roadmap. Okay, let's get right into it. First things first, we gotta face the hard truth. The statistics are pretty brutal. Something like 9 out of 10 traders end up losing money. So the big question is why? Is it all just bad luck? Or is that successful 10% doing something completely different? Well, that's the big mystery we're gonna solve today. Here's our game plan for this explainer. We'll kick things off with why most traders fail. Then we'll cover building your foundation. After that, we'll get into finding your edge, followed by practice and preparation. And we'll wrap up with the real key to consistency. All right, part one. Before you can figure out how to win, you kind of have to understand why so many people lose. And trust me, knowing what not to do is at least half the battle. When you look at new traders, it really boils down to two completely different mindsets. On one side, you have the gambler. This person is all about gut feelings, chasing the latest hot stock that everybody's talking about, and they're just drowning in information. Then you have the professional. They treat trading like a business. They have a plan, they manage risk above all else, and they follow a process that they can repeat. One is hoping to hit the jackpot, the other is executing a business plan. It's a world of difference. And this is so, so important to get. Failure in trading, it's almost never about bad luck. It almost always comes down to these two things. Number one, trading without any kind of real written down strategy. And number two, even if you have a strategy, you lack the discipline to actually stick with it when things get emotional. That's pretty much it. Okay, so now that we know the problem, let's talk about the solution. It's time to build that foundation. And the very first skill, the one that lets you stay in the game long enough to actually succeed, it's all about playing defense. And that defensive skill is risk management. Look, it's not the sexy part of trading, I get it. It's not about those huge epic wins. It is purely about survival. It's about protecting your account so you don't blow up and you can live to trade another day. Honestly, this is the most important thing you can focus on, and it's the one thing every single profitable trader has mastered. And this slide just says it all. Check this out. You got Trader John and Trader Sally. Both start with $1,000. They're using the exact same trading system and have the same sequence of wins and losses. But John goes all in, risking a crazy 50% on each trade. Two losses, and poof, he's wiped out. Account at zero. Now look at Sally. She's smart. She only risks 2% per trade. She takes the same four losses, but she's still in the game. And after her four wins, she's actually up 8%. Same strategy, totally different outcomes. That is the power of risk management. And you have to realize that this journey is not a straight line to the top, not at all. Experts talk about these five phases that pretty much everyone goes through. You start with that humbling clash where most people just quit. If you survive, you get to the break even point. And hey, this is a huge milestone. It means you're treading water. Then you start to pull away, but bam, you get hit with a big drawdown that really tests you. It's only after you recover from that that you start the real steady stair step to consistency. Knowing these phases helps you understand where you are and just keep going. All right, so your defense is set. You know how to manage risk. Now it's time to build your offense. This is where we talk about finding your edge, your specific rule based plan for getting into and out of trades. And there are really two main ways you can do this. First, you can adopt a strategy. You find a mentor or a system that's already proven to work. This is the fast track, right? You're not reinventing the wheel. The other way is to develop your own strategy. You learn a bunch of different methods, see what clicks with your personality, and then you build a custom plan from the ground up. Both paths are perfectly valid. So, what does a strategy actually look like? Well, the mirror framework makes it super simple. You just have to be able to answer four questions. M is for market. What market conditions will you trade in? E is for entry. What is your exact trigger to get in? The second E is for exit. How will you get out for both profits and losses? And R is for risk. How much of your account will you risk on any single trade? If you can define those four things, you have a real strategy. And let's be crystal clear, a real strategy gets specific. If not some vague idea like buy low, sell high, no way. It is a detailed business plan that answers all these questions. It's a precise set of rules that you can follow over and over without having to hesitate or get emotional. Okay, so foundation, check. Written strategy, check. Now what? You might be tempted to jump right in with real money. Don't do it. Absolutely not. Now is the time to practice and prepare. This is where testing comes in, and I absolutely love this quote. You have to investigate your strategy's past performance on old data to see if it even has a chance of working in the future. I mean, think about it. You wouldn't marry someone after one date, right? So don't commit real money to an untested strategy. You've got two main options for this. There's back testing, which gives you really fast feedback by running your rules over past data, but it can get a little technical. And then there's forward testing or sim trading, where you practice your strategy in real time using a simulator with live data. The pro is that it's free and simple, but the con is that it's slow. Most professionals use a mix of both. And to do all this the right way, you need the right tools. Experts agree that at a bare minimum, you need a simulator account to practice, scanners to find opportunities that fit your rules, good charting software to analyze them, and a news feed to understand why the market is moving. This is your essential starter pack. And hey, while you don't need some crazy 6 monitor command center, a well organized station is key. A lot of pros recommend a simple but very effective 3 screen layout like this one. Your laptop is for taking action, placing orders. Your main monitor is for focus, the chart of the stock you're watching. And the second monitor gives you context, your scanners, news, and other stocks. It's all about an efficient workflow. So we've covered the foundation, the strategy, and the preparation. Now it's time for the final piece of the puzzle, the one thing that truly separates the consistently profitable traders from everyone else. And here it is. It's not some magic formula or a secret indicator you have to buy. The ultimate key, the thing that ties everything together, is pure, unadulterated discipline. This table shows you exactly what that discipline looks like in the real world. Check out this Traders Week. On Wednesday, they hit the maximum allowed loss for the day, and they stopped trading. That one decision to follow the rules, even on the losing day, is what saved them. It allowed their winning days to compound, leading to a very profitable week. An undisciplined trader would have kept going on Wednesday and probably erased the entire week's profits. And that really brings us to the core philosophy of professional trading. You've heard it in sports: defense wins championships. Your success over a year isn't defined by your single biggest winning day, it's defined by how well you control the damage on your inevitable losing days. So there you have it. That's the expert's roadmap, from beginner to consistent trader. The steps are clear, the path is laid out. So the only remaining question isn't about the market, it's about you. You have the map. Do you have the discipline to actually follow it?